I'm Michael Buffington. This is Technical Earth Syndicate, Episode 8. We got Chris with us today. Alan is sick, unfortunately, so we're going to have to cover the tech article. Dun, dun, dun. If it goes anywhere like last week with the quiz and how horrible our knowledge is with space. Oh, man.
Wow.
We have It feels weird without him, actually, because we've been doing the show. Well, you and me did the first episode together. That was it. And now we kind of have to. We've been doing episode after episode with Alan, so it's actually kind of weird not having the extra voice now. That's okay. He'll be with us next week with our E3 talk that we're going to be doing, so that should be pretty fun.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, today we're going to talk about, with our gaming news, is going to be pre-E3 talk and our speculations of what E3 is going to be about this year. We also got some upcoming games and rumors. We also got a new segment called Nostalgia Corner and the Tech Corner. Chris and Mike's Tech Corner. Yeah, so not too exciting because Alan usually brightens up that portion. So. Yeah. But hey, we got a lot of E3 talk, right?
Yep.
Gaming news.
All right, for E3 coming up next week, exciting stuff. We got Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, as usual. Right. And Sony and Microsoft have not been saying that they're coming out with any new consoles this year. But yeah, we should be seeing a little bit more on the Wii U, though. So.
Yeah, Nintendo should be coming out full strong with the Wii U stuff. I really think they're going to actually say a lot about it. I actually saw something a couple weeks ago that they changed a little bit of the controller up, the little tablet controller.
Yeah, what did they do? They added like some kind of analog stick, or they moved the one they had around or something like that?
I think they moved some of the buttons around, and I think they changed out the analog sticks. That way it's not as plasticky as like, the 3DS. You've played the 3DS, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of, a lot of people compared that controller last conference to that kind of, a little more comfortable than that, but
Yeah. Apparently they're going a lot with a lot of the third-party stuff as well. So
right.
We might see a little more of maybe Assassin's Creed 3 or what else are they having on there? The Batman Arkham City.
Yeah. Earlier this week, I think, what was it? Epic said that, Unreal 4 engine is not going to be running on the Wii, which is kind of, I don't know what that's about, but I remember hearing something about it earlier this week. So I'm not too sure what that's about. I know they're going to be holding their own little conference and their big release of their engine. So
yeah, they're supposed to be showing off their new tech demo for Unreal 4. And
from what I hear, it's supposed to be next generation of consoles. That's or just next generation PC, kind of with the graphics on that.
Yeah. Has there been any videos on that yet? I know there were some pictures a while back.
There was a little tech video, I think. Even last year, I think at E3 last year they did something like that too. It was like a little bit of a piece saying, "Hey, this is what's gonna be coming." Yeah.
Yeah.
And from what it looked like, it looked pretty amazing, But yeah, Nintendo, I honestly think that they're going to just like kind of say, hey, we got the Wii U, and I think they're going to do a little more 3DS kind of stuff. They might even announce that there could be another 3DS with 2 analog sticks, because I know they had that attachment.
Yeah.
Late last year, wasn't it? Resident Evil came out and they attached.
Yeah, it was late last year. They had Resident Evil Revelations come out, and they had the support for the little analog stick that you could attach to it.
And a lot of people were like, why didn't you just add another analog stick to the 3DS in the first place?
Yeah.
And like my wife has one, and I said the same thing. I was like, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see what Nintendo, they're usually pretty secretive of what they do until, E3, and they kind of let loose.
Yeah.
Sony, I don't know what they're going to do, man. They said that they're not going to be saying anything about a new generation, of console. I know they're going to be talking about all their little exclusive games. Maybe we'll see an Infamous 3 or some of the other ones out there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to do anything more with the Move support. That's been their strong point in the last 2 E3s, but they kind of didn't deliver with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've only got what 5-6 games that are out right now that really fully support the move. I mean,
Oh, there's a lot more Move games. It's just they really haven't been pushing it
yeah,
like they used to. I mean, you and I bought one. You know, we bought the little Move set.
yeah,
I honestly haven't used mine since last year.
yeah. Same here. I
Um,
tried it out with Heavy Rain when they patched it into that.
right,
Haven't really gone too much past trying it out, and it seems pretty cool with that game.
right.
But they've also got the rail shooters, like they've got the House of
Right.
the Dead Overkill, and
Which that's cool for that and
yeah,
everything. I'm just wondering what they're going to be doing. I hope they don't focus on Move support this year because it's kind of pointless. You know.
yeah,
I'm not saying they shouldn't show off a few things with it, but I just don't want to make that a big part of their conference.
right,
Now, Sony may be doing a very, very strong conference with the Vita that just came out this
yeah,
past year. But yeah,
yeah,
there's a bunch of like PlayStation 3 quality games supposed to be coming out to the Vita, so I'm wondering what they're going to do with that. I'm guessing the show is basically just going to be about this exclusive game, oh, some Move stuff, and the Vita. It's going to be like Nintendo's last year because they kind of announced the Wii U with Nintendo,
right,
and they were like, okay, but then the rest of the show was devoted to the 3DS.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So I'm guessing Sony might follow the same direction with that. I know the PlayStation 3 is their baby, but we'll see, you know.
Yeah. I think we might see a little bit more info on the what is it called? The PlayStation All Stars, the Battle Royale.
Oh,
You
yeah,
might see
yeah.
a little bit of reveal on that one with a couple more characters. I know they have the guy who played Nathan Drake. What was his name? Nolan North. Yeah,
Mhm.
they've got him and David Hayter, who played Solid Snake. Metal Gear fans know that. But they have on their IMDb pages that they're recording for some new stuff, I think. And
Really?
so
Huh.
they might show up. Either Nathan Drake and Snake might be showing up on the game. So hopefully we'll see something on that.
Now, I also heard a rumor earlier today. Well, actually, this week they've been kind of throwing it out there. I saw it on IGN actually about Sony buying stocks with a cloud service, some cloud service for gaming. Maybe they might talk about that. I have no idea what that they're talking about with that. I'm thinking maybe a lot of people are speculating they might do like on live with PlayStation 3,
Yeah.
like a type of that. So who knows what Sony's up to? They're kind of, I don't know what they're doing. Microsoft may be doing a lot of Kinect stuff again.
Yeah, maybe they'll actually bring out some real games.
I know they've been pushing that for the past 2 years as well.
Yeah.
Kind of like with the Move, they pushed it with PlayStation. Xbox is going to be pushing Kinect stuff. Honestly, I think Microsoft might announce a new console. I really think they will.
Yeah.
I don't think Sony will. I think Microsoft will. I think they're going to announce the next 360 because there's been so many rumors out there compared to Sony about a new console. And the Nintendo, we already know they're coming out with one.
Yeah.
You know? So Microsoft, I think, they're doing for a new console. Sony's relatively happy, I guess, with their Vita sales for the most part. A lot of people aren't, but they are. Microsoft hasn't done anything. They've just released new console after new console after new console with updates with the Xbox. So, the Xbox Slim and the Xbox this,
Yeah. Hopefully they're not going to have a new version of the Xbox. And oh, hey, it's out in the stores right today. So you can go buy it now. Like they did, 2 years ago they did that?
I don't know what else they could add with it. The Xbox Slim is fine. I mean, it has a built-in Wi-Fi into it and all the other kind of stuff. So I honestly think they might be announcing that they're working on an Xbox, but they'll be more or less like Nintendo and not really have a lot of information for us if they do.
Yeah. I know they were having some legal troubles with Motorola for the past couple of months. I wonder if they're going to address that at all.
Yeah, they might. I don't know exactly what happened there.
It was some kind of patenting thing that Motorola has, and apparently Microsoft is infringing on that with their Xbox. But last I read, I think they might be coming to some sort of agreement where they'll just have to pay some kind of fee and they'll be able to sell their Xboxes again. Because they were trying to have them. Well, I don't know if they were really trying to have them banned, but one of the judges was suggesting that they have them.
Right, and it
not
was
be
just
sold in
one
the US.
judge, and that has to go through a gigantic system in order, to get something banned like that, especially a big company like that.
Yeah.
Microsoft's going to be throwing money left and right just to save their Xbox from,
Right.
destruction, which it won't happen,
Yeah.
so. Microsoft will probably just talk a lot about Kinect, but I do think they are going to announce a system, and that's me speculating. Of course, I just really think that's going to happen. And am I excited about it? Yeah, I actually am.
Maybe it'll be like a handheld Xbox or some nonsense like that.
A handheld Xbox. Well, I know Microsoft said they'd never want to dip into the handheld stuff because they have their phones for that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're up to, but I really think they're going to announce something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I know we'll see a little bit more on Halo 4 if anybody still cares about Halo, but
yeah, Halo 4 they've got a lot of information out about now, and they've got leaked information, videos, and like I think there's like a 15-second video of leaked footage or something. I don't know what it is. Microsoft will probably steal the show. I think so.
So.
Who do you think will steal the show?
It's really hard to say. I mean, Nintendo and Microsoft both are kind of known for kind of pulling stuff out of nowhere and surprising people.
All right. What if I know Valve said they didn't, they weren't coming on the show and they weren't going to make another console, but what if Valve just came out and had their own random press conference and announced like a console themselves or something?
It's like possible because if you remember back, I don't remember if it was the last E3 or not, but I know Gabe Newell said something about he never wanted to deal with the PS3 with Steam, and he never wanted to have anything to do with it. He just hated the PS3. Now we've got Portal 2 with both Steam and PS3 with kind of linking them together.
I'm wondering, like Sony said something about doing a cloud gaming thing or something, like that's the rumor. What if Steam's partnering up with Sony?
It's a possibility.
What if that happens? I mean, I highly doubt that, but oh man, that would be cool. But I don't see that happening because Steam is very open to doing whatever they want, and Sony tries to limit a lot of developers and a lot of stuff like that too. So, companies joining together on little tactics like that, I don't know if that would work out,
Well, Half-Life 3, I'm calling it right now.
But Gabe already said that he wasn't going to talk on there. I think he will, but I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I think he's going to try to surprise somebody. I don't know. If they don't announce Half-Life 3, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cry in a corner for a week.
If they don't announce it, it's probably never coming.
No,
maybe they're actually working on Ricochet 2, and they haven't been kind of using that as a code name.
I'll be pissed. Did you see that one comedy YouTube video where they're like, "No, dude, announcing Ricochet 2"? Yeah. And I think Gabe Newell probably saw that and made a joke about it with that interview that we talked about a couple podcasts back. Oh man, if it is Ricochet 2, I will be disappointed. I'll just baffled. Really? So we'll see what happens. All the other companies, like we were saying, who are some of the other companies going to be there? You name it. EA is supposed to be having a big conference. Activision, same old stuff. Call of Duty, Battlefield, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Great games, but it's just going to be the same stuff from them each year, I think.
Yeah. Capcom's probably going to be unveiling Super Hyper Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and
I'm not buying it. I am not buying it this time. You cannot make me, Chris.
That's what you said about Ultimate.
Yeah, but it was kind of cheap, I guess.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have a decent amount of coverage. But next week, we're going to be covering it from the 5th through the 7th. We're going to be doing a show that Friday. So next Friday will be a lot of information, and hopefully we might do another podcast as well, if not a video podcast, to talk about E3 and what we saw on the last day that we didn't get to cover.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all goes. I mean, this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm actually very excited for this one.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be a great show.
I was not excited about last year's, but this year I have hope. I really do. And hopefully Nintendo delivers, hopefully Sony delivers, and hopefully Microsoft delivers. And if they all announce that they're having a console, hey, cool. That would make the show.
Yeah.
even though they said, we're never going to make, we're not going to do any consoles for another couple of years. So we'll see. Upcoming games, we got Guild Wars 2 Beta Weekend 2 starts June 8th. Oh, man.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm probably going to be crying in the darkness and cutting myself because I don't have any beta keys yet.
Now, I know on Twitter, I think ArenaNet was supposed to be, they said something about giving some keys away on that weekend or something.
Yeah, there are a few different sites giving away beta keys. They have all their different little contests you can do. One site that I actually checked out was, what was it called? Like Game Breaker TV. Mm-hmm. They actually are giving away 500 beta keys. And all you have to do is go to the Game Breaker TV site and go to the podcast episode, or the Guildcast is what they call it, I believe.
Right.
Go to the one for this week and just put a little comment in there, and you'll be entered to win a beta key.
Are you going to do that?
Oh, yeah. I've already done it. So hopefully this time next week.
Oh, wait, it flags it right now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's already, you go in there and do it right away.
And they're just going to choose a random amount.
Yeah. But like I said, they've got 500 keys to give away. So get on it.
Hey, if you can join me next week and whenever it goes live, I mean, oh baby.
We'll see. It's my wife's birthday, so she might be mad if I do that.
So worth it. No, it's gonna be running. It's gonna be starting noon on, I believe, Friday.
Yeah, Friday, June 8th.
Until Sunday at midnight. Well, 11:59.
Yeah,
apparently. So that's gonna be cool, and hopefully I'll get some more video footage out for everyone that's on our YouTube channel. So
yeah, maybe try a different race this time, different class, something else.
Yeah, I might actually try the char this time.
Yeah,
I made one and I ran around for a little bit, but I actually might try the storyline out, especially since I have all weekend.
Yeah.
But,
well, good news for all 5 players of Final Fantasy 14.
There's more than that.
They're coming out with version 2.0 later this year. It's going to be a pretty big update.
I think that's supposed to be going live this fall.
Is it?
I don't know. They might have bumped it up or something. I don't know.
Well,
I played it when it first came out, and
yeah.
Oh man, it was a big letdown, especially since I was a previous Final Fantasy 11 player.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy 14 just was. It was good. It just was so unfinished, and a lot of people were angry. A lot. That's why they're doing version 2.0. It's supposed to be a completely different game.
Yeah.
I actually might try it out now after it's a different game.
Yeah, I think if you have a current subscription, or if you had one before, I'm not sure which, they'll give you a free trial period to mess around with version 2.0, and they're actually going to go over this next week at E3.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to see what they changed. I mean, what if they did more of a battle system or quest system and fighting system, kind of like World of Warcraft? I hate to bring that up, but that's the not just World of Warcraft, just in general, like the normal one, like EverQuest and World of Warcraft and all of them had, which would be cool because Final Fantasy 11 was very turn-based. It was very hard. You couldn't quest by yourself, and in Final Fantasy 14, what I played back when it first came out, it was almost the same way, but a little bit easier, I guess. But there's supposed to be an overhaul on graphics and all this other stuff. So.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of pictures of it. It looks a lot different. There's actually stuff going on the screen as opposed to barren wastelands.
Yeah, I actually was very upset when 14 came out because it still had the issue Final Fantasy 11 had, was you can't alt-tab.
Yeah. And
it would crash the game if you did that, and it was a big developer flaw. It's like I played the beta when it first came out, and they were like, "Oh yeah, when the game comes out, it's gonna have more stuff in it." And I was like, "Oh cool, so this is kind of like a little demo of it." And they lied to us, they lied, and when I bought it, I spent $70 on the collector's edition. I bought it, and there was nothing there. I got to like level 20. I know that it was like, I think a level cap of 40 or 50 on it, but there was just no content at all. And a lot of people were upset coming from Final Fantasy 11 because Final Fantasy 11 had so much content,
Yeah, they actually had they had it to where you could play it for free for like the longest time. They actually just until January this year, they just started charging for it.
It was like a whole year of free play.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I didn't play it but a few times, but it's all good. You know, I still got to play it for free pretty much the whole time I had it. So I guess there's not really a big gripe about it, but it was a disappointment with the unfinished.
Yeah, I
amount.
think they were really trying to rush it out the door because wasn't the Cataclysm for WoW coming out pretty soon, or had it already come out? They probably needed to compete with that.
For the most part, they said they didn't want to do that formula, but they kind of, even if they didn't want to do that formula, they kind of messed up the whole Final Fantasy 11 transition because a lot of people like that system too. So and they kind of threw that away. Well, Zone of the Enders 3 was apparently, you know, it was a rumor at first, and then they were like, "Hey, yeah, it's actually coming out. We have no release date though, so they're." You know, Konami's working on that.
Yeah, they haven't come out and actually said Zone of the Enders 3. Right now, it's just called Enders Project.
Right.
But they're supposed to be, maybe they'll talk about that next week at E3 as well. So.
Oh, I'm guaranteeing they will. And I'm excited for that because those games were awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't wait. I remember I first got my PS2 and you let me borrow the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly I wanted it to try out the Metal Gear 2 demo, but the game was actually pretty good as well. So
yeah, I forgot I let you borrow that back in the day.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever give it back? No, I'm just kidding.
But besides that, they've also got a release date in Japan, at least, for the Zone of the Enders HD collection for PS3 and Xbox 360. Japan is coming out in October 25th, and no word on the U.S. release date just yet.
It'll probably be shortly after, probably after December or something.
Yeah, December or a little bit early next year.
Yeah. And they can announce that at E3 too.
Yeah.
Yay. E3 talk, yeah. And then we got Deadlight. It's a zombie post-apocalyptic world setting. It's going to be on Xbox Live Arcade in the second quarter, so actually fairly soon, probably later this summer. Maybe.
Yeah, there's actually a trailer out for it now if you want to check it out. It's pretty cool looking. It kind of reminds me of Limbo with that shadowy kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of Limbo, and it looks pretty interesting. I don't know how complex it's going to be, but that's cool. Check out the trailer, though. It's called Deadlight. Next up, we have Doom 3 just got announced again! Doom 3 BFG Edition is a remastered version with new levels and also the old expansion pack that they had, Resurrection of Evil, right?
Yeah, I never got a chance to play that, so that'll be pretty cool for me.
And I'm wondering what the price is going to be. I'm guessing $20. So
yeah, it can't be more than $20 or $30 for what is it, like an 8-year-old game? So.
Yeah, I actually I remember upgrading my system just for that game when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I quit my job at McDonald's just to play that game, among other reasons. I'm not going to let you know that I'm a quitter or anything like that, but I did quit my job for a video game called Doom 3 when I was in high school.
Do you still have that Doom 3 cardboard cutout that you used to have in your room?
No.
Oh, you got rid of it?
Yeah, I got that. I remember guys at GameStop gave that to me, and it was pretty awesome. It was a great game when it came out. It was a little disappointing for me anyways. I know Chris liked it a lot, but just it was the way they handled some of the things, you know, compared to...
Well, they are updating a few things. Like we said, it's going to be optimized for 3D and, you know, 5.1 surround sound, all that kind of cool stuff. They're also adding in a new checkpoint system.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they also have, instead of holding your flashlight out and having that be your one weapon, they're going to have the armor-mounted flashlights, like pretty much every other game that has a flashlight in it. So you won't have to, you know, beat enemies with your flashlight and switch to your gun. So it's going to be right there with it.
Yeah, I saw the video for it. It looked pretty much the same, except, you know, HD edition. Yeah. I'm really hoping they're going to bring it to Steam.
I think they will. Because they've got all the other Doom games on Steam, so I think they might throw it.
I just hope they pull off Doom 3 off of there, the old one, because it doesn't really support widescreen, and you have to like kind of tweak with the settings yourself. Yeah. So a remastered one on PC would be fantastic.
It's kind of funny. I was actually just looking at Doom 3 on Steam the other day, and I was thinking about picking it up again.
Was it like $9 or something?
Yeah, something like that. It's dirt cheap now. But this new one is also going to come with the original Doom and Doom 2 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A little bit of incentive there too. Yeah, I remember when they came out on the first Xbox back in the day, they had the collector's edition that had, was it just the first one, or what did it have both Doom 1 and 2?
I think.
I think it had,
remember.
you had it on PC, you didn't even have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool stuff.
That will be pretty good. Call of Duty may be in development of a new engine. There's a job application for a senior network engineer. It's just popped up on Activision recently. So that actually could, that's for Infinity Ward too. So that actually might be speculation they're developing a new engine, and I'm really thinking they are.
About time.
Yeah. They could blow us away with some new stuff. Who knows? Activision actually has their act together recently, so we'll see if that means anything, or it could just be something for some of the next gen ones. I really don't want to see a Modern Warfare 4. I really don't want to see that.
Yeah.
As we talked about earlier, the Unreal 4 engine is going to be shown at E3 this year, and I'm guessing they're going to be showing off it. They're going to be flaunting it in our faces, going, "Hey, look at this!" I'm actually very excited for that because Unreal 4, or actually the Unreal 3 engine, it's been used in a lot of other games, and it changed a lot of how console gaming is, because a lot of Unreal Engine 3 depended, like Gears of War. Yeah, that was Unreal 3. And no matter what, they could always make that, engine look even prettier, And it is just, that engine's old, man. I remember buying Unreal 3 Ultimate Unreal, whatever it was, Black Edition, and that's a pretty old game. That really is an old game, and the engine still lives. So showing Unreal Engine 4 is going to be remarkable, whatever it is.
Yeah, shoot, just going from Gears of War 1 to 3 is a huge improvement on the same engine. It's pretty amazing what they can do with it.
I mean, companies do this all the time. I mean, Activision with Call of Duty, it's stunning, I think, is Unreal Engine, but like Call of Duty, they actually, with the campaigns, actually make the games look even prettier, as the time goes on. So I'm guessing with this Unreal Engine 4 that comes out, it's just going to blow everything out of the water, and it's going to be the stepping stone for the next consoles and PC gaming.
Now for our next segment, Nostalgia Corner!
Yeah! Nostalgia Corner. Just a random thing I started thinking up with trying to do different segments of this show, but I want to know, and I may want to know from you listeners, what your favorite moment in gaming or technology or anything that was a stepping stone that you remember and that you just constantly think about, when you're pondering on the toilet or something. I don't know. How everyone just reminisces about the old times,
Yeah.
Chris, what was your most nostalgic period, or that you relate back to, that you had in either gaming or computing or technology or anything during your life?
Yeah, I'd have to say it'd be when the PS1 was first coming out and games were starting to go into that 3D kind of graphics. And just looking back at, say, Knights of the Round on Final Fantasy VII, the first time I saw that summon attack, it was just amazing, ridiculous. I didn't think things could get that pretty.
Well, it was funny when Final Fantasy VIII came out with the PlayStation 1. That game was beautiful when we first saw it. It was like, realistic looking characters. I mean, you wouldn't say that now, but back then you were like, oh man, not everything's so blocky, even though it was. When you remember when the dancing part of Final Fantasy VIII, when they're at the ball?
Yeah.
That scene, I remember my dad was with me, and we were sitting there watching that scene. I was like, look at this. And he was like, that is so realistic looking. Now, looking back on it, that really wasn't that realistic looking to what we have today,
Yeah, but for the time,
But at the time, that 3D, or that 3D animation for the cutscenes and everything, that was just beautiful, man. Yeah. It was beautiful. And even the gameplay was remarkable for what we had during that period,
Yeah, and I think with with today's graphics, everything kind of looks, it's pretty, of course. Our graphics we've come a long way since, NES days. But I think our best art styles have been, Super Nintendo, PS1 era, because everything nowadays looks kind of, generic, and everything looks kind of the
Right.
same. With like with the Super Nintendo, PS1 games, you didn't have that much graphical power, so you kind of had to work with what you had and put your best effort out there to have the best looking game that you could. And
Right.
I think, nowadays we've got, better technology, but our art styles have suffered since then, I think.
Yeah, and everything, and complexity of storylines and what, how long a game is, because a lot of games back then were pretty dang long. They
Yeah.
were 20, 30 hours, and especially the RPGs were almost 90 hours,
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I mean, yeah, we've lost a little bit, but I think we've also gained a lot of, realism to our games too, to make us feel like we're actually playing something real.
Yeah.
And but that nostalgia of the old PlayStation 1 and Super Nintendo and even the NES when it came out was just, that's there, that will always be there for us. And I actually do relate back to that as well.
Yeah.
But my main transition into computers was, I want to say, it was all through my life. I mean, my dad, I remember when he brought home an Apple computer a long time ago, and I was little, man. I was really little. I remember playing some games on there.
Number buncher.
Then my dad brought home, a 486, Windows 95 machine. Oh, I was playing Doom on there and Myst and all these other stuff, and it was great, and I didn't really appreciate computers as much as I did when 1998 hit, when I started learning a little bit more about computers. And my dad had like a Pentium 2, I forgot what it was. It was a compact Pentium 2. And we weren't really PC gamers. We just kind of had computers. We thought they were neat. My dad did a lot of work on them too, but he never got into gaming. And that was kind of the stepping stone into my PC gaming era, was Half-Life 1.
Yeah.
It came out in 1998. And his buddy gave him a copy. And he was like, here, play Half-Life. And I remember being afraid of that game because I've never played something like that before. And I actually cheated on that game. When I was that little, I cheated, man. Like, I put it in God mode.
But you have to with that kind of game, like at 10 years old, those head crab zombies, terrifying.
Yeah. And it was just, my dad put it in God mode for me. I played it through, and eventually I played it all by itself,
Yeah.
Especially like that was the stepping stone of me getting into gaming and stuff like that. And the nostalgia of that was the stepping stone to I needed to realize I love computers. I work on computers. I build them now. And, I through 2000 with, Deus Ex 1. And then when I had my own computer, my dad gave me, when I actually moved to Pensacola when I was 15 years old, He gave me a computer before, but an actual computer I worked on. I learned about RAM, I learned about video cards, I learned about what processing power meant and all the other stuff. So if I want to say my nostalgia was that computer section through 1998 through up, like even last year I can say I'm nostalgia about what I had,
Yeah.
Computers are my weakness, and I will always relate onto them, especially the old times I had. I loved my 486 in my room. My dad gave me when I first had dial-up, that. I'm more thinking that my nostalgia is computers in general, not gaming, not, what people use those things for. It was computers and learning about them. That was what I am today. I wish Alan was here for the Nostalgia Corner. Maybe he can give you his on YouTube, hopefully. Or maybe we can do a small podcast with that once he gets better.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be here? Chris and Mike doing Tech Corner. Oh no!
You've been replaced, Alan. We don't need your Tech Corner anymore.
Actually, I don't think we're gonna be able to do the same as Alan with some of the explanations he has for some of the tech articles he picks. He actually picks some pretty good one. But we got a pretty good one today. What's this one called again, Chris?
It's called Touché. It's a really cool sensor tech kind of thing that Disney's been working on for a while.
Right.
Really cool stuff. Kind of along the same lines as the Leap Motion that we talked about last week.
You can basically do a gesture with your hand, and it'll tell the like. There was a video on the site or whatever. I saw it on Gizmodo a while ago, and the guy was touching a door handle, and he was telling it to, like, he'll be back in 5 minutes, whatever. So he had a finger gesture that he did on the door handle to tell it that. So it's some kind of, like, it's not just for door handles. They in this video they showed a guy laying down on the couch and the lights were turning on and the TV turned off. Like, it recognized that he was going to sleep. That was the gist of it. Now, do they actually have that in operation? I don't know, but
yeah, the video that's out right now is basically just a concept video showing what is possible with it, and it's a lot of really cool stuff. Like, it can recognize that you're touching your pinky to your thumb, or clasping both of your hands together, or balling them in a fist, or something like that. A lot of different stuff that it can recognize, along with the door handle thing and laying down on the couch.
I thought the laying down on the couch thing was kind of weird, to turn off your TV and stuff like that, because sometimes I just lay down on the couch and it looks like I might be sleeping on there, but I'm watching TV, Well,
I guess what it was in the video is, like, it showed him laying down on the couch, and it would dim the lights and the TV would go on. And then when it looked like he was actually asleep, like his arm went limp or whatever, the TV would actually shut itself off and the lights would completely go out.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But the door handle one was actually the coolest part that I saw, that, they were trying to say that this is what's going to happen when this, we get this tech completed.
Yeah, it had like a sign on the door where if you close the door, like grasping the door handle completely, it would say "be right back," or if you just kind of touched it with your finger, it would say, "I'm gone for lunch. I'll be back soon." That sort of thing. It's really cool.
A firm shut with a tug or something was like, out, for the rest of the day or something.
Yeah. And it would lock the door too. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it said it was going to lock the door. Now, I haven't heard too much more about it, so I'm thinking that it's in baby steps development right now.
Yeah.
But with Disney, I think they're going to bring this to life, especially in their parks, probably.
Yeah, they'll probably see something in some of their parks within the next couple of years, I'm betting.
Or on the new Blu-ray disc they're going to create. No, it's going to tell your fortune. Mickey Mouse is going to come out with, "Hello, guys! Hey! You're about to watch Mickey Mouse's awesome journey through time. Thanks, Mickey!" No, I don't know. It seems like pretty good tech, though. See, we've already messed up the tech corner. Alan's going to be shaking his head like, what were you guys doing?
This is why it's Alan's tech corner.
Yeah, not Chris and Mike's tech corner.
Get better. We need your tech corner.
So, I know what I'm going to be doing this weekend.
What's that?
Max Payne 3.
Oh, yeah. You just pre-ordered that, or is it out now, or is it coming out tomorrow?
No, it comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
When the show is released, and it's going to be amazing. I actually stormed through Max Payne 1 and 2 actually a few days ago. I played them all the way through just because I forgot the storyline of Max Payne 2. And I was surprised how much I did not remember the game. So,
yeah. And
you still need to play those.
I do. Probably next time they go on sale on Steam, I'll pick them up.
Right. Yeah, they're pretty good. And the iOS version actually isn't too bad as well. If that's like $2.99 right now too, if you want to do a quick playthrough.
Yeah.
PC still better, But I'm actually very excited for Max Payne 3, so I'll be probably playing that all weekend. And no, I'm not playing Diablo. Max Payne 3. That's it.
I've been spending the last week and a half, 2 weeks, just studying nonstop for my promotion test, which I just finished today as a Wednesday. Yeah. So I'm going to be spending this weekend doing a lot of not studying. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, you were really grinding this past few weeks, we weren't gaming or anything. So, yeah, maybe we can play some multiplayer games or something this weekend. If you can pry me away from Max Payne. I'm
not sure I'll find something.
All right, well, that's it for our show. You can follow us on Twitter. Mine is mbufftes.
You can find me at cstewtes, and you can hit up Alan and agraytes. Wish him some good well wishes.
You can also subscribe to us at iTunes and YouTube, so make sure you hit us up, and also leave comments to let us know you're listening. That would be awesome. Also, our Steam group is up and running.
And we've also just started our Facebook page, so you can look us up on there as well.
That's right, Facebook. I forgot it. Yes, we are on Facebook. Like us. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. As we end today's episode, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Emerald Coast Productions, and to our listeners. If you have any rants, comments, or questions about our show, please email me, Michael Buffington, at techearthsyndicate@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and please don't drink and drive. The life you may save may be your own. Until next time, Technical Earth Syndicate signing off.